Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Dominions 4, the Thrones of Ascension, Byzantine, Pythium. And I think I've arranged everything to my liking. I just want to check one thing here. Are we still recruiting lizards? We are indeed. Good. Let's get him up here. Actually, let's get him over here. And we are setting things up quite nicely. To the south, we have the army of the south being built up with Lukos and Opal. Justinian's just kind of hanging out. We'll move him where we need him to be. And down here, of course, we have our throne guard. This is all I consider to be part of the army of the south. They're just split up into two parts because I want troops to be able to be raised here and get to Lukos to kind of keep an eye on Ulm as well. These guys are enough to handle an Ermor incursion to the throne, at least the first attack, and then we can move them back if necessary. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move Justinian here to pick up these drifters. To the west, we have Eurus and his troops moving into here, and General Wallace at that point is going to give his troops over to him and move up to the north. To the east, we have our troops building here under Xerxes and Crazy Man. We are going to eventually recruit a Legatus Legionis. We can recruit one here, probably next turn if I can afford it, to be the Domesticos of the east. And then to the north, we have a lot going on. We have spies going out. We have an army moving out here. I think it's best for me to show it to you in this screen. So we have, I've named everybody to make things more understandable. We have aerial support. He basically is going to turn ethereal our eagles and manticores. He is not casting protection, and the reason why is because the eagles have 7 protection, so they would only gain 3, and the manticores have 11, so they wouldn't gain anything. So I figured ethereal was better. He only gets to cast 3 spells, I think, before these guys fly off, because they're hold, and I think hold is 3 turns. It might even only be 2, so he might only be able to get 2 of these body ethereals out. I think they attack on the 3rd turn. But I think since he's higher than they are on the list of units, he moves first, so he'll get his 3rd cast before they attack. That might be how that works. And then I just have him casting Curse, which is kind of a throwaway spell. He's way in the back, so very few spells can actually reach all the way to the enemy, and Curse is one of those. It doesn't do any damage to whoever it strikes, but it has 100% precision and makes it more likely for them to get afflictions. And I think for a giant, that's a pretty bad problem. Now, if it was a human troop, it would make a big difference. Burnsaber is going to define Bless. Actually, you know what? Good thing I checked this. He is going to also Fanaticism, which he will have now. And I think I'm going to switch. No, we'll keep Body Ethereal. Then we'll just give him Mist Form. I don't really want him to be casting Thunderstrike, which is really the only thing he can cast. Eventually I can give him an Air Gem and have him cast the Aim spell, Wind Guide. But right now it's not necessary because Aim is not important. I have no archers and none of my mages are casting Thunderstrike anymore except for him. Eventually I would like Phantasmal Army. That actually might be very useful. I can cast that right now with an Air Gem. I guess it wouldn't necessarily hurt to give Fangewolf some Air Gems, just so if I decide to do this, it's something I can do. Divine Protection would be great, but we just don't have enough slaves. The only people who can cast this would be Dragonstrike and the Emperor, because they start with 3 holy, so they only need 8 slaves, I think, to get 3 more. They get 1 more for the first 2 slaves, then 1 more for the next 2, at 2 and 4, and then at 8, they get 3. Whereas my Theurgs would need 16 slaves to get that. This is pretty good. Oh, crap. I forget what I even had. A Thunderstrike, I think it was. So, yeah. So what it does... Well, never mind. It's not important. But it makes my casters stronger and helps defend them. Fangewolf is here. I've spread out. Oh, and Burnsaber, I've given him 2 Vestals to guard him. The reason why is his Varangians don't guard him. They're his guards, but they run off and attack. So they don't do their job. So that's what these ladies are for. Fangewolf has 2 Varangians guarding him, along with I'm just going to waste these griffins. They're going to fly off. They're undisciplined. They're going to fly off and die, probably in the first battle. Then we have Master 1, who I'm actually going to be renaming to Reggie. And this is the lizard who is responsible for buffing up my slaves, giving them personal luck, twist fate, elemental fortitude, and eagle eyes. This eagle eyes, I don't know why. That's just something he can cast. And so he's making my slaves a bit tougher. Then we have Lictos, who's just Alchemist Flaming. I've been naming all these guys Flamey, but Lictos is a hero already, so I can't do that. We have Midas. He, of course, with his morale bonus, is leading all of our troops. One thing worth noting is I am not giving Midas a bodyguard, which is not the best idea, but I don't know what else to do really because he needs to lead these troops. One thing I am going to do eventually is I'm going to appoint a Taxiarchus of the Obsequium, which is the Emperor's army, and then they can maybe lead some troops instead of King Midas. What I might have is the Taxiarchus lead the bodyguard, like have a bodyguard for themselves, but that wouldn't work in case of an assassination attempt. So right now I'm just counting on Midas. Oh boy. I'm really not sure what I'm counting on Midas to do. The short sword, I guess, to protect him. He does have his 10 Vestals in training to kind of stand around him. So that will help somewhat. I'll figure something else out in the meantime. But I mean, this morale bonus is... I don't want to give these troops to a Taxiarchus because they will only have like +1 morale instead of +3, +4. That's a big difference. So, yeah. Not sure. Inquisitor Chitza, in addition to his Vestals in training, now has 2 real Vestals to guard him. He's going to be a Communion Master in this battle alongside Burnsaber, and he's going to be casting Paralyze. The Communion will allow him to be more effective with that. Then I have my Lizards, which I've grouped into what they do. I have Varangian Support 3, basically what it says. He supports the Varangians. He makes them ethereal, lucky, and he protects them. I have Frontline Support, which does the same thing. I have Slave, who is a Communion Slave. I have Frontline Support 2, same thing. Varangian Support 1. Flamey is just going to cast Alchemist Flame. Nihilex is the gnome, if you recall, that I have given the Crystal Matrix. So he now will be part of the communion circle as a master. So he will be buffing up my slaves by Earth Power, Personal Regeneration, Stone Skin, and Temper Flesh. And at that point, he can do whatever he wants. He gets 2 Varangians. The way I've determined it is all of my units who are secular, that is, they are not sacred, they get Varangian bodyguards, and all of my units that are sacred, like my Theurgs and my Emperor, get Vestal bodyguards. The reason being, eventually down the line, there's a spell that blinds and diseases everyone on the battlefield that is not sacred. And so I'm definitely not going to have a secular commander in that battle. So I'm making sure that my sacred commanders have sacred guards, and my secular commanders have secular guards to keep that going. Next we have another Communion Slave, Diclonius. I've given him 2 Varangians to guard him, but he's still basically an archer. He's picking up experience. Once he gets a heroic trait, I'll take a look at what it is. If it's a hit point trait or a defensive trait, I may turn him into a mini thug, although it will shorten his lifespan probably considerably. Arcesileos, actually, he can be flamey as well. And he is casting Magma Bolts, and I don't like that. I'm not going to do that anymore. He's now going to cast, just like everyone else, Alchemist Flame. I think it's a better spell. If anyone can think of anything better that my alchemists can cast than that, let me know, and I'll look at it. But this is a pretty decent spell right now for what they have. Varangian Support 2. So I have 3 total lizards supporting my Varangians because I figured they're the ones I want to keep alive since I can only recruit them in the capital. So they're going to be more protected and more etherealized than my frontline troops who only have 2 people supporting them. Next we have Angel Support. Now, Angel Support is doing double duty. He's supporting Dragon Strike by making him ethereal, but he is and giving him natural protection of 10. But he's also supporting... Or wait, why isn't he... No. Good thing I checked that. I guess I haven't done as well as I thought I was. Ethereal. And then protection. And then Dragon Strike is going to fly away, but Fangolwolf is still going to be there. So let's go with Protection again and Healing Light, whatever, that's fine. Well, actually, 20, yeah, okay, fine, Healing Light. So, yeah. His purpose is to support Dragon Strike, and I've also, in this case, put Fangolwolf next to Dragon Strike. So they basically, all three of them will be in the same square. They'll all become ethereal. These two Varangians are a bit north. They'll rush down to guard Fangolwolf after he's been etherealized. Okay, so where are we at? Now we're at Moth. Moth is not supposed to be part of this battle. I thought I was... Moth is actually moving here. Wait, what am I doing here? No. Midas, you are patrol... No. Midas is moving here. Okay. Moth, just by yourself. You are moving here. Okay. Moth is moving to the east, where she is going to be the Arch-Theurg of the East. Ephanstus? What the hell? Ephanstus is going to stay here, actually. He's supposed to patrol. Good thing I'm checking this, you know, because this could lead to some problems. Okay, so I think I solved that problem. So going back to this army then, Moth is gone. And after Angel Support, we have another slave, we have a communicant, Bob, we have another slave, we have another slave, and we have Dragon Strike. So that's the army that's flying out. The army that's staying is Tokshin, who is the Arch-Theurg of the North. He has his guard. I wanted to give him Vestals, but we don't have a temple yet, so he's getting regular troops for right now. Abaddon, Hringhorn, Glauchon, 3 gnomes. They are basically researching right now and summoning troops. Eventually, I might decide to add another gnome to the Emperor's army, but right now I'm not. Quickness, who I'm leaving here, of the Alchemist, because he has the water lens that allows him to allows his water ritual spells to go one area further, so he's casting searching spells. When we have a number of shamans, we have Enlil, who I think is on his way here next turn. He's not here yet, along with Annius and Ankus, who are on their way, and Nimrud. So these 4 aren't here yet, they're just coming next turn. And then I have Garrison Support 1, Garrison Support 2, and Garrison Support 3. They're what their name implies. They're going to patrol, and they're going to cast Ethereal and Protection on the province defense before they go out to fight. And then, eventually, once this is conquered, Barabel is going to go back to the castle, and he is going to protect the castle until such time as I can send him off to do more raiding. I'm going to make him a reinvigoration item and potentially a regeneration item, but with it only give him 3 hit points a turn, so I'm not entirely sure if that's the way to go with him. I'm trying to keep him I'm trying to keep him alive, and with only 40 hit points, and that's with my blessing, it's a tough row to hoe. So that's my situation. Sorry that it took more than half the video, but I think it's a good view to know what I'm doing with my troops and who's going to attack and what they're doing, so that you understand when you see the battles kind of what my plan is and whether or not that plan actually will lead to success. Okay. No water sites, no death sites, no fire sites. We have a hill giant. We have no water sites. The people of Urmor are truly blessed amongst peoples of the world. Their Lord Jareth, patron of herbalists, the one always at the shoulder, has commanded the earth to yield of its treasures. Okay, so he's casted a spell that is pretty much, as far as I understand it, worthless to Urmor. This gives all of your provinces more supplies. In fact, it's a spell that I want myself, because my hindrance right now is definitely becoming production, not income. So that's a spell that I want to cast, but it's worthless to Urmor, and it's not Burden of Time. So that was a bad move on the AI's part. Urmor troops are auto-summoned. They're free spawn. They don't protect. Production matters nothing for them. So the problem now is I have to dispel this if I want to cast my own. So it's going to make my own casting more expensive, and it might piss off Urmor. I'm not sure. In fact, I have a question for those of you out there who know the game really well. If I cast a global that hurts all the other empires, like say Wrath of God, So people all over the world are getting attacked by lightning bolts. Does that automatically put them at war with me? Or will they not blame me for that and not declare war? Like, for example, if I were to send troops against Ermor, we would be at war, and Ermor would start attacking me with all of his troops. But if I cast a global that hurts him, will he start attacking me, or will he just, like, play nice, like nothing had happened? So let me know if you know the answer to that question. Hernia, Marignan got beat. They must have. Olivia. This is Barbell. Sorry this has been so talky. I didn't expect it to last this long, but it did. I think we should have this. Even with them summoning elementals. I think the angels must somehow mess up the program. Or maybe it's the spell that causes the multiple people, because it slows down. I mean, believe me, my computer is more than enough to play Dominions. We took out a Siren. Well, that's good. Glimmering Fields. They're attacking us. That's very strange. And to their detriment, I must say, because look at what we have here waiting for them. Including Province Defense, which actually we're in front of. But since they're archers, mostly, I guess that's okay. So that was a bad move for you guys. And they are giants, so they're being hurt just as much as we are by the fact that, if you'll notice, the skies are dark. Now, hopefully this won't last very long. I'm thinking hopefully it lasts for like 3 turns and then it's done. I hope it's not permanent. That would be a horrible event. And my griffins are pretty much dead. I don't even know where their griffins are. They had some. Oh, there they are. Okay. Not much is really going on at this point because we're still buffing. You'll see how I have everybody laid out. I wasn't expecting arrows to get all the way back to my alchemists, but it seems like some of them are, so... Well, I was able to make a fair portion of my Varangians ethereal. That's pretty good. And their griffins are still sitting there. Huh. Okay, fireflies. That just means that apparently he's not close enough to cast the Alchemist Flame, although he should be. Okay, here come our eagles and our manticores. Some of which are ethereal, though not all. I'm more concerned about my manticores. Already some of the giants are fleeing. The eagles I'd like to keep alive, though, because they'll help bring the walls down of the fortress. Okay, this is ridiculous. Something is going on here. This is, what is this now, 2 episodes in a row where these battles are proceeding ridiculously slow, despite the fact that I have, like, the second best video card on the market, and I just upgraded my RAM. I guess it could be my processor, which is 2 years old, but I'm overclocking it. And again, I play like Skyrim with no problems whatsoever. No, whatever. Okay, that was actually a pretty good Thunderstrike on Burnsaber's part. These guys still seem to be doing pretty well. They made it to the back, which was good. I'm not expecting my frontline troops to be able to hold in any way, shape, or form against the giants, but my Varangians should make up the difference. You know, one thing I did forget is, without a gnome, there's no one destroying their armor. So that's not good. Paralyze is sporadically working, which is good. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Something's happening right now. Maybe I'm just unlucky in that I play this game as soon as I turn on the computer, so maybe that's when Windows decides to do its updates. Because this is ridiculous. Okay, Blade Wind appears to be doing more damage to me than it is to my enemies. The Eagles and the Manticores have definitely done their part. Dragon Strike, how are you doing? You're still solid. Oh, and I gave Dragon Strike the Frostbrand, the Vine Shield, and the Copper Plate. And he's actually in good shape. 18 protection? Is that just... that's all from the plate, really? Okay. He is ethereal, his body is charged, he has Fire Shield, and he has Reinvigoration of 1, and his fatigue is nothing. That's awesome. I'm not liking Blade Wind, Nilex. I am not liking that at all. And here come the Eagles and the Manticores, and they are running from the fear effect of the Manticores, I'm sure. Whew, boy. So, we killed pretty much everything, including all their commanders. We lost 13 Velites, 1 Triarius, 4 Eagles, 1 Manticore, so that was not good on our aerial forces. All of our Griffins, 2 Varangians, who are sturdy as always, and 4 Principes. Not the kind of losses that I want to suffer every single battle, because then this army is going to run down really quick. And Cyrna, Marignon, 1, I guess? Can't really tell, don't really care. Rivia, they did win. Good. Sylvania, lost. Yeah. Great Feral, Scaleria is attacking us. Probably not a good idea since we just moved in our reinforcement army. But they are flying, and that could be problematic if they get to the back. I was not expecting that. Hopefully their morale is not high enough for them to make it. I really hope the morale is not high enough for them to make it. Plus I didn't provide any orders to my Varangians. Good. Good, good, good. We can speed this up. We're just killing some Kalamites. Boom. We lost nothing. Excellent. And we lost a province due to Bogus and his bullshit heroes. But we did get a lot of gems. I hate this event. It's just so stupid. And it's our throne. Of course. Of course. Why? Why wouldn't it be? These guys are insane. Like, unless you have a specific strategy to get them, there's just no way. God damn it. God damn it. We lost another scout. And, yeah, something is... Alright, well... This is go time. I mean... We're having some problems. General Wallace, please. Are you kidding me? I can't even select my armies? Yeah, Windows must be updating. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Whoa, Eurus is full. I did not expect that. He has the plus command, 25. Does this give command? No, it just gives inspiration. Alright, well, I guess General Wallace will accompany you, and he will eventually go and go to the north with a few units of his own. I guess. What else? I don't know what else to do. Guard Commander. Let's just keep him alive. You know, I don't know if I want to do this. These heroes are a pain in the ass. One of them has an arrow that actually targets commanders. Sending named people against them is just asking to get killed. Oh, man. Why? I mean, why this province? So that means I've lost the throne, I'm pretty sure. Even though they're neutrals. Yep. Alright, well, I honestly don't know what to do. I mean, my regular troops won't even be able to hurt these guys. I don't want to sacrifice any of my named troops to their hero-killing arrows, and this is just ridiculous. Okay, well, we're going to let him have it, I guess, as long as the enemy doesn't have the throne. We've lost our gnomes. I just need to think of something. Right now we're going to have Wallace go here. We're going to have these 4 storm this castle. At least they built us a free castle. That's very kind of them. So the Varangians are going to be hold and attack rearmost. We almost have too many Varangians. I know that sounds crazy. How can you have too many Varangians? But they are going to hold and attack rearmost. And these guys are going to go up a little forward. And they're going to hold and attack closest, as they are doing. Okay, Eurus, you are just going to cast spells. You're going to fire your little flaming balls. And we'll put you with the Varangians, at least at the beginning. Okay, what are we going to do with our 3 Theurgs? Banishment is sort of useful, but not as useful as Blessing for the moment. So Erlance and Maurice are going, you guys are going to bless. After you buff yourself, you're going to bless my Vestals. Okay, I'm sorry, but this slowdown is making me so mad right now. And then you'll probably banish after that. And Maurice. Alright, so all my Vestals will hopefully be blessed at this point. Orsolokos, we'll move you up here, so keep everybody out of the middle. And you can continue doing what you're doing. In fact, you could actually buff my Varangians a little bit. Probably. You don't need to bless. Alright. Oh, you can also do quickness. Oh, wow. That gives him 2 attacks. How far does quickness goes? 15. Body ethereal goes 1. Okay, so we're going to do ethereal first and then quickness. That'll be your deal. Okay. This should be sufficient to storm a small, lightly defended fort with 10 enemy units. Though I don't know what the province defense is. The 60 barbarians here are kind of a wild card. And this, that just pisses me off. I mean, out of all my provinces, the one with the throne. It's the one with the throne. Anyway, now's a good time to end the episode. I'm probably going to spend a lot of time in the planning of the next turn, obviously, to see what's going on. And I'll think of some way to fight these guys. I mean, eventually I'm just going to have to sacrifice a ton of troops and low-level commanders who aren't named to get rid of them, because they are really beefy, almost impossible to defeat without specialized means. Basically a group of thugs. It's the closest thing the AI in this game has to thugs, and so you need the appropriate methodologies to defeat them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be posting with this video a new bureaucracy list to kind of get, because it's been a couple episodes and things have changed. So, alright, well, have a good one, everyone.